Welcome to the call, everybody. My name is Billy Funk, the Extreme Networker. It is noon here in Chicago on a Wednesday, and you know what that means. It means it's time for Mindset Your Marketing. I'm here with my two business partners, Shannon Young and Lany Sullivan, and they are ready to give you some awesome value with not just mindset, but also marketing. And we're here, we're gathered every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on this same number, not exactly the same time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesdays, we're here at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, and on Fridays, we're here a little bit earlier. We actually get started at 11 a.m. Eastern time, if I'm correct. If not, nope. We'll keep you updated here on our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook. So if you're tuning into this live or if you're actually listening to the recording, we'll always keep you updated. So let's get into the thick of things. You know, in the last week, we talked about the when, where, who, why, and I think what and how of marketing and mindset. So now we're going to get into some more niche topics. Now we're going to actually break down, you know, the marketing mindset, you know, where you're at in the beginning when you're uncomfortable, when you've got that almost fear of failure, and how to get out of that and then take it to the next level. So I think that we've got a really awesome topic today, you know, what to do about stepping outside your comfort zone, how to do it, and what exactly that requires of you. So when I start thinking about that topic, one of the first things that comes to my mind is, you know, the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown. And, you know, when you really break down what fear is, it's, you know, F-E-A-R. It's false evidence appearing real. Because what you're doing is you're creating something in your mind that hasn't happened yet. And if you choose to create a negative situation in your mind for the future, you're giving your power away. You know, I'm an extreme networker, but I also love extreme sports. And I used to be a rock climbing manager at the largest wall inside of Chicago, and it was attached to a health club called Export Fitness. And so many times people would sit there and stare at the wall, and it was 65 feet tall. And I would look over at them. I would say, "You want to try it? Go ahead, give it a try." They, no, I'm afraid of heights. And I would stop them and say, "You know what's funny? This event, this activity is actually the best way for you to conquer your fear." They're like, "What, really?" Like, "Yeah, come on down here and I'll show you." And I would harness them up. I would get them all geared up, and I would get them and I would tell them, "This is what we're going to do. We're going to attack your fear. We're going to face it head on, because that's the only way to conquer anything in life." And so what I would have them do is I would have them climb up 5 feet, because, you know, they're afraid of heights. 5 feet isn't really that high. And then I would lower them back down. And then I would have them go back up 5 feet and then go up 2 more feet. And I would have them inch their way up the wall. Every time they would go a foot or 2 feet higher, I would actually bring them back down. Because every time that you do something, you become more comfortable at it. It's really not about being an expert at something immediately. It's really not about, you know, stepping up to the plate and hitting the ball out of the park on your first swing. Or, you know, just making a swish with a free throw the first time you try it. Or, going out there and dunking the ball the first time that you actually have the ball in your hands. That rarely ever happens. You know, same with going out there and giving a public presentation. You know, doing a conference call, doing a webinar, making a phone call to a prospect, going out there and building a team. You don't become an expert at anything overnight. When was the last time you saw somebody learn a language overnight? When was the last time you saw somebody pick up a musical instrument and just master it the second that they did that? When was the last time you saw anybody become skilled at the professional level the first time they tried it? It almost rarely ever happens. I mean, you've got those extreme cases, but guys, if you really want to go out there and do something, if you want to step outside your comfort zone and you sit there and you think about something and you think about something and you think about something, you're never going to get it done. You know, if you continue to aim, and aim, you're never going to fire. The best way to conquer fear, the best way to step outside the box, the best way to overcome that is to face it head on. It's to go out there and do it. It's to actually believe in your mind that even if you have a failure, it's going to be fantastic, because you're going to get a lesson that you're going to be able to learn from it. You know, I believe in Thomas Watson, who is the CEO of IBM. He said that if you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate. And you're like, wait, what? If you want to increase your success rate, double your failure rate? That doesn't make sense. Well, it does if you think about it, because success and failure, they're not polar opposites. They're actually kind of like brother and sister. They go hand in hand together. You know, in order to step outside your comfort zone, in order to go out there and actually do something head on for the first time, you're probably going to fail. And you know what? It's not such a bad thing, because every time that you go out there and do that over and over again, you're going to get better. You're going to get better, and you're going to get better. The more you practice something, the better you get at it. And, goals are the same way. Same with prospecting, same with recruiting, same with marketing. It's all about practicing your art, practicing your skill set, becoming better, taking each day and finding something that you become better at. And I believe in the philosophy of network marketing, where we've got this fantastic personal development platform with products, services, and tools and opportunities attached to it. But if you actually really go out there and you actually build yourself into a better person, if you become bigger and better yourself, your business will become bigger and better. If you focus on personally developing yourself, your business will actually develop in the process. It's kind of crazy, but awesome at the same time. So what I want to let you know is that whatever you have fear of, whether it's going out there and prospecting, whether it's going out there and shooting a video, go out there and just face it head on. Allow yourself to fail. Don't fear failure, because that's actually the one fear that I think most people get caught up on, is that fear of failure. And the only way to really go out there and do it is just to do it and do it and do it. Think about this. If somebody goes out there and prospects for the first time, let's say you've got a fear that's, rejection, and somebody says no to you. What really just happened? Did you get a black eye? How about a bloody nose? Did they break your kneecaps? No, nothing physically changed for you. You stayed the exact same person. The only thing that could possibly change when you fail or somebody says no to you is your mindset. That is it. And if you don't allow other people's thoughts, opinions, and beliefs about who and what you are determine who and what you are, nothing bad can ever happen from you going out there and taking a no. Think about this. Now, I know I like to say that line a lot, but it's relevant here. Back in the 90s, everybody remembers Mariah Carey. If you don't, you can Google her. She put out some songs that had some pretty great hits. And I'm not the biggest fan of her music, but I'm going to tell you what, she left a trail of clues of success and failure and mindset. Because back in the 90s, she was at the top of her game. I mean, men wanted to be with her and women wanted to be her. I mean, there was millions of people around the world giving her positive thoughts, giving her positive love, sending her affirmations, sending her emails, letters. I love you, Mariah. I love you, Mariah. I love you, Mariah. But the fact of the matter was, at that time, Mariah Carey was in a depression clinic because she didn't believe all those positive thoughts. She didn't believe those millions of people that were sending her love and emotions and all things positivity. She didn't believe in her mind, so it wasn't true for her. So what I want to let you know today is reverse that. What if everybody out there thinks that you just failed? What if everybody out there thinks that you're not a good recruiter? What if everybody out there thinks that you're in a pyramid? But you know in your heart and your mind that what you're doing is awesome, that you're going out there and you're impacting people, that you're getting better, that you are whole, perfect, strong, powerful, wealthy, harmonious, loving, and happy. If you believe that and everybody else doesn't, it's still true. It's still true for you because you're the one that creates your reality. You're the one that determines who and what you are and what you experience. Nobody else does. Don't allow anybody else's thoughts or opinions about what you do determine how you create your reality. Because at the end of the day, the only person that you have to live with for the rest of your life is yourself and nobody else. If right now I created just, a video of the century, and I put it on Facebook, and I put it on Twitter, and I put it on Google+, and I put it on Instagram, and you know what? And I turned my computer off, and I went on a vacation for a month and didn't turn into social media whatsoever. And it got 1 million views and, 5,000 shares and, 2 million comments. And it was all positive. But you know what? My mindset was negative. Those positive thoughts can't affect me. They can't get to me because I'm not seeing them. I'm believing only in myself. So you can reverse that at any time. If you put out the worst video in the world, if you go out there and you take no after no after no, and there's people that don't think highly of you, but you think highly of yourself, guess what? You are on that cloud nine. You are awesome because you believe it and you know it. And eventually all that around you will actually turn in your favor. Because the more people see you consistent and persistent with who and what you are, the more they're going to believe in you, the more they're going to see that you're not going away, and the more that you're going to allow yourself to have success. Well, I've talked a lot here in the last 11 minutes, so let me bring on my two business partners, Lany and Shannon. They got incredible mindsets, too, and I'm sure they'd love to share a story with you. Miss Shannon Young out there in Georgia, you're an incredible marketer. You're an incredible mother, and you got just an awesome mindset. What is it about stepping outside your comfort zone that you think you could maybe share with everybody? And I don't know if that was your first time hearing my Mariah Carey story. Was it?
It was actually the first time hearing the Mariah Carey story, but it fits very, very well with what we've been talking over the past couple of days, right? And so it's actually a perfect story. We hear all the time that, the journey, it's not about the destination. It's not about getting there. It's about who you become along the way, what happens to you internally, and I'm sorry, I have a call that continues to come in, so if I say I apologize. But it's about who we become and the battles that we face. I was thinking as you talked about Mariah Carey, how scary it is sometimes to step into that warrior phase and, battle your fears and to continue the positive self-talk and really believe that you are what people tell you are. Because sometimes, through life situations, we think, oh, wow, I'm not that, I don't have this ability, or because of words that were said to us or things that happened in our life, when in all actuality, the words that haunt us are just words. It's like you said about fear. It's just false evidence appearing real. And, you and Lany are stretching me outside of my comfort zone. I am scared to death. I am intimidated hugely by camera, right? Videos, hangouts, because it like I had just said to you guys earlier before we talked, it feels like the whole entire world is there to critique you, right? And so you guys are actually helping me to step outside of my comfort zone, and to be a better marketer, be a better person, get more exposure. And I think the best secret to that is just, to remain positive, remain focused, and know that, you're already equipped with whatever it is that you desire to do.
Right on. I believe in you, and
thank you.
What's funny, Shannon? I know Lany believes in you too, and I know everybody on this call believes in you. What's funny is none of that even matters. The only thing that matters is you believing in you, you having the confidence. But I'll give it to you all day long, and I know you can do it. We all believe in you, and we're excited to see you come back on camera for your second take. It's gonna be fun.
Yes. The first one was a little during the headlight movement, right?
Well, you faced it head on, and the more that you do something, the more comfortable you are. I mean, honestly, guys, I've been to the top of mountains. I've scaled rock faces 450 to 1,000 feet, and I'm going to tell you right now, the first time I was 100 feet up in the air, did not feel comfortable to me. It was not at all something that was normal. It didn't feel right. Was I nervous? Yeah, I was nervous. But the more I did it, and the more I did it, the easier it was, the more comfortable it was, the more normal it was, and the more confident I became. And right now I could sleep on the side of a cliff. You could put me into Yosemite, and I can go up on Half Dome, and I could be 1,000 feet up in the air and strapped to the wall, and I could actually sleep there comfortably at night because I've done it. I've done rock climbing so many times that it's now just comfortable to me. So how does that translate to your business? Well, I think Lany Sullivan can actually relate how overcoming fear and conquering your outside your comfort zone pretty well for us. Lany, you're out there. You got that mindset and that marketing going. What's happening today?
Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Thanksgiving Eve to everybody as well. Let's see, mindset and overcoming your fear. One of the quotes that I was reading this morning from Zig Ziglar is, confidence is going after Moby Dick in a rowboat and taking tartar sauce with you. And if you really sit down and think about that, I mean, what is your biggest fear that you want to overcome, and what do you need in your rowboat to accomplish it and to conquer it and to take it over? So what is your Moby Dick and what is your tartar sauce? I know that's kind of a really funny analogy, but if you really think about it, Moby Dick was ginormous, and we all have fears, and we all have this thing that sits in front of us, and it blocks our path. And what are we doing to break it? What are we doing to bust through it? What are we doing to climb over that mountain, whatever it is? And what are we putting inside ourselves to do that? And who are you linking arms with to do it? Because sometimes it's not about just you doing it by yourself. You got to link arms. I'm linking arms with Billy and Shannon. We're on a path. I'm linking arms with Shannon and some other ladies on some other stuff. Who do you want to become? And then find those people who are on the path that you are on and share your fears. That's huge, because if you don't acknowledge your fear, then you can never really overcome it. It's just one of those things that sits back in the back of your mind, and it kind of picks at you. And it's one of those things where if you really just if you don't let it out, you'll never overcome it. You have to talk to somebody about it. Shannon did this morning. She did it on the call prior to this recorded call this morning, and she just acknowledged it here. So the best place to do it is on an open forum with people that you like and know and trust, and who are going to support you all the way through. So what's your Moby Dick and what's your tartar sauce? Think about that over Thanksgiving as we go into Turkey Day, and figure out what that is. And then who are you going to, who's your tartar sauce? What's your tartar sauce? What are you feeding into your mind? What are you surrounding yourself with? And take that leap of faith, because overcoming fear is a leap of faith. And it's not just a step of faith. Usually it's a leap. And you have to just ask yourself, are you ready to leap? I know I am. Are you?
I love it, Lany.
I'm ready. Shannon's ready. We're all ready. And let's just go do it. I love it. Here's what happens when you go out there and let's say you're a network marketer. Let's say you're somebody that prospects. You invite. Your whole philosophy and the entire way that you make money is by going out there, approaching, exposing, edifying, and closing. And let's say you're going out there for the first time, and you took a couple no's, and now you got this reluctance, you got this fear of failure, you got this fear of rejection, and it's eating at you. You're thinking about it a lot. So what happens? Well, the more that you have reluctance, the less likely you're going to go out there and do it. The more that you think about it, especially in a non-positive light, a limelight especially, the less likely you're going to go out there and do it. And the more that you give your power away, because you're creating an event in the future that hasn't happened yet. And you're saying to yourself, yeah, that person's going to say no. And, man, even if you go out there and you start talking to that person, it's a whole lot better than just allowing it to sit there in your mind. Because here's what ends up happening. When you have that reluctance, you've got the fear of failure and you got the fear of rejection. So you end up not making the calls. You end up not going out there and doing what you're supposed to do in order to make money, which ends up creating more failure for you, which ends up giving you more of what you don't want, which ends up creating this endless cycle for you of not having success. I don't want you to continue on that process. I want you to have success. And I know this, the only way for myself to really to have success was to step outside my comfort zone, was to just go out there and do it, was to face it head on and not really have a care in the world about the outcome. Divorce yourself from the results, and you'll get the results you want eventually. I'm telling you right now, go for no. I'm telling you, make a list of 10 people, okay, that you can contact. And if you don't have 10 people that you can contact, go on Google, type in any network marketing company in any area code in parentheses afterwards, and hit search and dial some numbers. Actually, probably next week we're going to talk about that. I'm going to tell you my secrets to success and going out there and prospecting up and finding network marketers to build teams with. But right now, find 10 people. You know what? You can go to any Walmart. You can go to any fast food restaurant. You can go to any bar. You can go to any gas station, and the people there are very good people for you to try this on. Go up and have a conversation with them. Build some rapport. Ask them to take a look at your opportunity. Ask them if they're open to making any additional income. Ask them for their phone number. Ask them if you can contact them later and give them some more information. Whatever it is you're promoting, whatever it is you're marketing, whatever it is that you're building, go out there and find some people to talk to. Step outside your comfort zone. Maybe you're good at talking to people. Maybe you're good at prospecting and making phone calls and doing any type of what I like to call true warm marketing, what some people call cold calling. Maybe your comfort zone is there, but your non-comfort zone is videos. So just go out there and, turn the camera on and click record and just see what happens. It can't be as bad as you think it's going to be. And what's the worst thing that can happen? Honestly, when you make a phone call, when you shoot a video, what's the worst thing that can happen? It doesn't come out right. So you do it again. You figure out what you did wrong. You do it again, and you do it again, and eventually you have success. Because fear, can be the ultimate crippler. Just eliminate it. Just don't allow it to control you. And failure, remember, it's just a platform for you to have success on. It's related to success. They're brother and sister. They go hand in hand. They're on the same mountain. They're on the same path. They're on the same highway. It's those bumps. It's those potholes, that failure is representing. So no matter where you're going in life, in order to get to where you really want to go, if it's a place of greatness, you're going to have to go through the less light outcome of failure first. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing whatsoever. So, actually, after Lany and Shannon talk one more time, I'm going to give you my challenge. I'll give you my challenge here in about 4 minutes. Miss Young, do you got any wisdom left in the marketing realm?
I do. I think I just want to encourage people to remember that, you can't have a testimony without a test. And unless you adapt to warrior mentality that says, hey, I can conquer this, whatever your fear is, just take it. It's like that expression, how do you eat an elephant, right? One bite at a time. Keep going. Keep moving. Know that, you can do this. You can absolutely do whatever it is that you want to do. And, again, it's about who you become on the journey. You get stronger and stronger each day, and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, seek one of us out. We will feed you as much positivity as we can possibly feed you. And I just want to say happy Thanksgiving. Have a blessed day, and enjoy your families.
I love it. Shannon. That's awesome. I forgot about Thanksgiving, and we should never forget about Thanksgiving, having that attitude of gratitude. Lany Sullivan, you're up on deck. What do you got left for us?
Well, I love that we've talked about elephants and Moby Dick and mountains, so it's awesome. I'm all about the how, and, we can tell you, do something, but how do you do it? And for me, it's really about breaking. I love to break things down, especially taking it from a big picture down to a simple task. And, Billy said, find 10 people. So find your 10 people and make one phone call. If you've never made a phone call, make one. And the fact that you made a phone call, regardless of the results of it, you actually had success because you made the phone call that you were never able to make before. Now that you've had success, go and charge through the next 9 phone calls, because it doesn't matter what the result is. The fact that you made the phone call, whatever it is, the phone call is just the analogy for whatever it is that you have to do or are afraid of doing. But charge through those next, 9 people, those next steps of whatever you're afraid of doing, because you have success on your back. And don't worry about the results, because what's awesome about mastering failure is that successful results will come. So that's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving again, you guys. Love you all. So happy that you're on the calls with us.
I love it. I love it. You know, fear, uncertainty, and discomfort are your compasses towards growth. I just found that quote online right now. And, guys, here is my challenge for you. Obviously, be grateful. Be grateful for what you have because so many people out there don't have what we have. And keep that positive mindset. But go out there and step outside your comfort zone. You know, if talking to people, if you got that reluctance towards, you know, phone calls or, you know, maybe warm market belly to belly, maybe cold market, whatever it is that you're fearful of, go out there and face it head on. Just do it. Don't care about the outcome. If it's creating videos, go out there and just create a video. Who cares? Send it to me personally. You can send it to me privately. I promise you I will give you rave reviews. And if you want, I can be the best critic for you. So whatever it is that's stopping you, that's putting you in a box, don't allow it to stop you anymore. Break out of that box, step out of your comfort zone, and just go do it and do it and do it. And eventually you're going to get real, real good at it. So this is Billy Funk, the Extreme Networker, on behalf of my two awesome business partners, Lany Sullivan and Shannon Young. I hope everybody has a fantastic Thanksgiving. We appreciate each and every one of you. What you give in the world, you get it back tenfold. So I'm very grateful for all that I have, and I plan on doing a lot of giving this holiday season. So stay positive, guys. Stay passionate, gals, and you'll all stay powerful. Until next time, this is Mindset Your Marketing.